Sahanau bhunaktu sah viryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Hari Om. Welcome to this auspicious evening of Kartika Deepam, when we light lamps in our homes, in our footsteps, in our puja rooms, all around the buildings, so that the people, the birds, the insects, the animals, and our ancestors, all of them find their way back to Pitruloka at the end of this Chaturmasya time. It's a very auspicious time when it is called Ulka Danam, where we offer fireworks as well as lamps, Deepa Danam, and this is our way of showing our love and respect for our ancestors and for all those beings that have lived and gone, that have going back from earth to their worlds at this point of time. And this Kartika Deepam is also celebrated after Deepavali at the end of this Dakshinayana period, where it is darkest before the dawn, they say. Uttarayanam, or January 15th with Makara Sankranti, is the 6-month period of the turn in the solar movement in the northern direction, and Dakshinayana is when the solar movement is experienced in the southern direction, and it is those dark times that we seek to illuminate with beautiful lamps and fireworks. We have now completed 4 verses in Mahavakya Viveka, the 5th chapter in Panchadashi. Swatah Purna Paratmatra Brahma Shabdena Varnitaha Asmi Aikya Paramarshaha Tena Brahma Bhavam Yaham. So how do I experience that I am the Brahman? Swatah Purnaha. By its own nature, Brahman is complete and infinite. Paratma, that supreme I or the supreme self. Atra Brahma Shabdena Varnitaha. That supreme self is described with this word Brahman. And Asmi iti, when we say that Brahman, I am, Asmi iti Aikya Paramarshaha. This identity of that Brahman as I, Tena, then I experience that I am the Brahman. This was the last verse that we saw, explaining the understanding of the word of the sentence Mahavakya, Aham Brahma Asmi. The next Mahavakya that is being described is Tattvam Asi. Tattvam Asi is found in the Chandogya Upanishad of the Samaveda. There was a student called Shvetaketu. He studied for a long period of time, for 12 years of his education. Then he came back home and he was very proud about his knowledge. He spoke to his father saying as if he had studied everything that needs to be studied. Then his father asked him a question. My dear child, he saw the arrogance of the son and he was very perturbed by it. He knew that the son had missed out something in his education. That is what made him so arrogant about his knowledge. And he asked his son, did you study about that after which you don't need to study anything, that which needs to be known, and after being known, everything else is known? Did you study about that? The student very arrogantly replied, no, the teacher didn't teach me. Maybe he didn't know. That is why he didn't teach me. But the father said, the Rishi, father said, no, this knowledge is not given unasked. Did you ask the teacher? He said no. And then he realized his foolishness. He fell at the feet of his father, taking him as his guru, and sought this knowledge from his father. And then his father told 9 times, Tattvamasi Shvetaketo, Tattvamasi Shvetaketo, Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. You are that, you are that, you are that. Shvetaketu. O Shvetaketu, said his father, you are that Brahman. So this Mahavakya, it is a Mahavakya. And as we have mentioned earlier, a sentence becomes a great sentence, or a Vakya becomes a Mahavakya when the identity between Brahman and the individual I is established. So that is what is a Mahavakya. एकमेवाद्वितीयं सत् नाम रूप विवर्जितं सृष्टेः पराधुनाप्यस्य तादृक्त्वं तदितीर्यते. This word tat is being explained here. Tat tvam. The small word tat. Tat means that. Thatness. Thatness of sugar is sweet. The thatness of fire is heat. Ekameva advitiyam sat. Thatness of this universe is sat. Sat means existence. It is. I am. You are. That is sat. Ekameva advitiyam. What is this sat? This sat is one. Ekam, eva, one only. Advitiyam. It has got no second to it. There is no second sat. There is only one sat. There is only one existence. There is only one reality. There is only one life. Nama Rupa Vivarjitam. This sat, this reality is free of all names and forms. There are no names. There are no distinctions. There are no labeling. There is no categorizing in this sat. Rupa, there are no different forms. This form of a cloth is different from this form of a water bottle. There are no differences of forms in that sat. This water bottle also exists. It has got the quality of existence. This cloth, this handkerchief has also got the quality of existence. This book has also got the quality of existence. Everything in this world has got the quality of existence. So, Nama Rupa Vivarjitam. Srishtaha Pura Adhuna Api Asya. Sorry, Srishtehe. Srishtehe Pura Adhuna Api Asya. This Sat has existed. It is not differentiated by time also. This Sat existed in the past, and the Sat exists now also. Api Adhuna. Even now also. Just because it existed in the past, the Sat is not that it does not exist in the present. It does exist in the present also. Adhuna Asya Tadriktvam. Its nature, what is the nature of Sat? Is Tadrik. Itness, thatness, isness. Its nature, Tat iti iryate. That Tadriktvam, that isness, or that existence of the Sat is called Tat. The word Tat in English means that. It is called that. The thatness, or the thisness, or the amness, or the arness, A-R-E-R. These words are not there in English, but I am just explaining the meaning of this word Tadriktvam. Tadrik means like that, like thatness. That is called Sat, meaning object. It is consciousness. It is. There is nothing else, no other means by which this Sat can be described other than by saying it is. I am. They are. We are. The situation is. The object is. The people are. I am. These are the words by which we experience that, we express that Sat or Tadriktvam. In every object, there are 3 types of divisions. What are they? Sajatiya Bheda, Vijatiya Bheda, Swagata Bheda. The Sajatiya Bheda is differences within the species. For example, if you have the human species, human beings as mammals, we are different from animals as mammals, and in the human species, there is masculine, there is feminine, there is neuter, there is old, there is middle, there is young, there is baby, very tiny. In the womb, these are all the differences. Sajatiya Bheda. Then you have Vijatiya Bheda. There are many different species. Man, animal, plants, insects, crawlies, creepies, trees, all living things have got many differences in their types of species. They are called Vijatiya Bheda. Swagata Bheda. In one human being, in one species, in one person also, there are so many differences. If you take yourself as one body, you have many differences in the body. There is hair, which is black in color or gray in color, or it can be colored purple or blue these days. Then you have the forehead. In the forehead, some people put a lot of marks, some people keep it empty. Then you have eyebrows. Some people have thick eyebrows, some people have thin eyebrows, some people have lushy eyebrows, some people have bushy eyebrows, some people have joint eyebrows. Then eyes, some people have small eyes, some people have big eyes, some people have slanted upward eyes, some people have slanted downward eyes, some people have closed eyes, some people have brightly opened eyes. So many differences are there in the body. Swagata Bheda. This Ekam of the truth, when you say Ekam, it is only one. There is no Sajatiya Bheda. There are no differences in species. It is just one. When we say Eva, Eva means this alone is from top to bottom, from head to foot. The life is one only. Consciousness is one only. There is no difference. Just because the hair is different or the feet are different, the consciousness that experiences the hair and the feet and the hands is not different. No no Vijatiya Bheda. And then there is, sorry, Swagata Bheda is not there. With the word Eva only, there is no Swagata Bheda. There are no difference in that personality of consciousness. Advitiyam, there is no two. So this discounts the Vijatiya Bheda. Vijati means there are different types of species, and there is no different types of species. There is only one type, which is called consciousness. There are no differences in this consciousness. So this verse discounts all the differences in consciousness. In consciousness, in reality, in truth, that with which we observe this whole universe, we observe this body, we observe the senses, we observe the mind, we observe the thoughts in the mind, we observe the steady thought, which is called the intellect, and we observe the qualities of the intellect, the different attributes of the intellect, like sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. Everything we observe, that observing and the observer is only one. There is ekameva advitiya. The next one, and that is called tat, or that. Thatness, or that observingness, observerness, that quality of that light of observation is what is called that. Shrotur dehendriyatitam vastvatra tvam paderitam ekata grahyate siti tadaikyam anubhuyatam shrotuhu dehe indriya atitam. Deha indriya atitam. The shrotuhu, one who is hearing, or rather, one who is creating all these sounds to inquire upon the truth. The inquirer, the hearer, Deha Indriya Atitam, the one who hears is beyond the body and beyond the senses. Why beyond the body? Because through the sense organs, I am able to see the body. The body is an object of my experience. The senses are experiencing the body. The eyes are seeing, the ears are hearing, the nose is smelling, the tongue can taste, and the skin can feel the body. So the sense organs are in the body, they are beyond the body. Vastu, the truth, that reality, atra, in this place, tvam pada iritam, that reality, that consciousness, that I, that Brahma Tattvam, is called here as tvam. Tvam means you. You are that consciousness. Tvam pada iritam ekata grahyate. Ekata means that oneness. Grahyate means it is understood, it is pointed out, it is denoted. Asi iti. In what way is it denoted? You are. Tvam asi. Asi iti. Tat aikyam, tad aikyam, that oneness. Tat aikyam, that. The previous one is tat, that. Aikyam, tvam asi, that thou art. Tvam asi iti, tad aikyam, anubhuyatam. So that oneness can be experienced. How can you say I am one? This one Mahavakya is enough for us to say that I am that one. We sometimes we get the experience first. Sometimes we have to get the knowledge and think about that, and then the experience happens. In this case of Tattvamasi, for some people, for some rare Mahatmas, they can be born with that experience, or in the course of their life, that experience can come to them. But for most of us who are seeking the truth, we can take up the help of these Mahavakyas, contemplate on the Mahavakyas, and the experience will be revealed to us, and we can experience after that. Every thought carries within it the ability, the potential for bringing an experience. The thought of anger can give us the experience of anger. We don't need somebody to make us angry to experience anger. We are going on thinking about anger for a long time, we can experience anger. In the same way, if we go on thinking about this thought, tat tvam asi, tat thatness, tvam you are asi. When we go on contemplate on this, the experience will happen sooner or later. Nobody can say when. And when it happens, anubhuyatam, go through that experience and realize that oneness. The truth, which is beyond the body and senses of the inquirer, is indicated here as you. The word are shows their identity. Tat, tat, that, you, the person who is listening, are is the connecting phrase. It shows the oneness between that and you. That are you. That you are. Tat tvam asi. That identity has to be experienced. Identity means oneness. For example, when I like somebody, I'm completely immersed in that person, what they think, what they are feeling, where they are looking, what is the intention behind their looks, what do they want. I'm able to understand everything because I have identified myself with that person. So here this tat, that, tvam, you, identify with it. Asi, you are that, so you identify with it, meaning you get to love that, you get to know that, you get to love that, you get to think about that, you get to be with that, and you get to experience that you are that finally. we are understanding what is the work of the intellect. Pujya Guruji, Swami Tejomayanandaji, in this Panchadashi's commentary of chapter 5, 10 and 15 is in a book, Nataka Deepa, this Mahavakya Viveka, and then we will also be studying Brahmanande Vishayanandaha. So, Guruji here says, to negate all that, it's a very simple statement, but it's a very profound statement, which if I am the seeker of truth, what is my work in life at all times? To negate all that is not I is all that the intellect is required to do. Very, very simple. What is the intellect? The intellect is that steady thought. The steady thought of I am is the intellect. The identification of I am with consciousness is the intellect that is expressing in us in the form of a thought. That thought has got to work. What is the work of that thought? Constantly inquiring into every object, whether it is I or not I or not I, any other object in the world, any other situation in the world. Meaning, if it is separate from me, if I can observe it, if it is subject to modification and change, then if it is not having life and I have life, then it is not I. I has to have life. I cannot be modified and subject to change. And I cannot be other than myself. It has to be me. So I and not I. Constantly, every situation, every object, every person engage in this kind of thinking or separating between what is I and what is not I. This is the job of the intellect. This is called Viveka, or which is the VIC, which is the dhatu, the root word. Even if we are organizing things at home, or maybe we have come back from some travel and we have spread out all our clothes and things and we want to sort them out. If we put everything together in a big mound, when we see that, we will become so tired. Most of us might have had that experience. It leads us to going to sleep, because that the mass of all objects evokes in us a mass of thoughts all combined together, which are not separated, which are not distinguished. So it takes a lot of our energy and we become tired. So when we start separating everything, we remove the clothes separately, we segregate the different types of clothes, and then we remove the books separately. We segregate the books, the notebooks, the diaries, the magazines, the papers, everything we segregate. We segregate the miscellaneous items into their different categories, and then we look at that mass. That mass is not so much impacting us in terms of drawing the energy out of us. It is a little less difficult to look at that, and we don't get so tiresome. And in course of time, when we start folding and organizing the clothes and then arranging the books and then setting the books back and then arranging all the things in a very neat manner and putting them away in their place, what was such a mess in front of us, which was literally taking out our energy, has become very clear, and there's nothing around us. In the same way, we have thoughts in our mind, and all the thoughts have got these two aspects in them, I and not I. These are the two main contents of every thought. So the intellect will constantly analyze between what is I and what is not I. It is a form of it is a form of contemplation, which can lead to meditation also. I and not I. For example, this water bottle. This water bottle is a thought in my head. When you start thinking of it as a thought in my head, then the role of this water bottle, the physical water bottle, is no more. You can keep it aside. Now I have the water bottle thought in my head. What does that water bottle thought contain in my head? There is a color, there is a form, there is a name, and there is a content inside that water bottle, which is water. These 4, 5 thoughts are there. And then there is another thought that I am seeing this thought of a water bottle. We have 5 such thoughts. So this, our job, the job of the intellect is to separate between water bottle. It is a name. Write out the name in a piece of paper and keep it aside. When you write it out, it is out of your head. Then the color, purple, white, the colors, write it out in a paper and keep it outside. So it is gone out of your head as a thought form, it is not there. Then what else is there? We said it has got a form, the lengthy cylindrical form. Write it out. The form is cylindrical. It is a thought form. You write it out and then you keep it away. And then the content of the water bottle, there is water. This is a thought. You write out the thought and keep it away. You can use your kinesthetic skills, meaning the physical skills, a tactile sensation of learning through feeling, touching, writing. In all these ways we employ. Music also can be employed. As we are engaging, as we are negating everything, it can be in the form of music also. This is a water bottle, there is water, this has a form, or whatever, in whatever way you may even write it as a poetry and then experience it. So it makes learning easy. So you negate everything. And then finally, what is there? There is only the observer of the water bottle, and that observer is I, aham, asi, tvam. When we say tvam, you, aham, I am, that, or prajna, consciousness, everything is that I. So this is the job of the intellect. To negate all that is not I is all that the intellect is required to do. Then what remains is experience of the truth. When you negate everything, so what is there that you cannot negate? I am observing this thought of the water bottle. Remove the action of observation also. That is also negated. Observation, you write it out and keep it outside. It has gone out of the head. What remains, which you cannot take out, I alone remains. So this is one way of upasana or sadhana. Sadhana means practicing. The next 2 verses are about this Mahavakya. So the previous 2 verses we saw was the Mahavakya, Tattvam Asi. So this is about the Mahavakya, I am Atma Brahma. This Mahavakya is from the Mandukya Upanishad of the Atharva Veda. Swaprakasha parokshatvam ayamityuktito matam ahankaradi dehantan pratyagatmeti giyate. It is being sung about, it is being said that this is pratyagatma. Pratyagatma means the I that is aware of everything within me. This body, this mind, the intellect, the emotions, the thoughts, something that's aware within is pratyagatma iti giyate. What is it? How is that pratyagatma? Swaprakasha. This pratyagatma, this I, is swaprakasha. This I thought does not need any other light to illuminate. This I thought is aware of itself. If you ask a small child, where are you? The child will say, I am here. Just because the child is caught in a dark room, the child will not want to take a lamp or a torchlight to point out that I am here. The child is not going to say by mistake, I am here or I am here. The child is going to say, I am here. Even the baby, the child knows I, that Pratyagatman, because it is Swaprakasha. This I is shining by itself. It does not need anything else to illuminate. Aparokshatvam. Another quality of this Pratyagatman is aparoksha. What I see before me is pratyaksha. I can see that lamp before me. That is pratyaksha, aksham prati, before my eyes. Or even if I can hear a sound, it is possible to hear personally. I'm able to hear something, I'm able to smell something, I'm able to taste something, I'm able to feel something with my sense organs. That is called pratyaksha. Then there is another way of knowing. I cannot see, but somebody else has seen in the past, or something has been seen for the future by somebody else. For example, a television match that is a cricket match that is happening on in some other foreign country that we are seeing here in India, which is paroksha. Somebody else is watching. Some television person is watching the match and recording it in his camera, and that is being telecast through the uh, television television medium, and it is reaching our television sets, and we are watching it. We are not directly watching the match. When we directly watch the match, it is pratyaksha. When we are watching what somebody is showing to us, or when we are listening to what somebody is telling us, when we are smelling what somebody is describing to us, when we are tasting what somebody is explaining to us, or when we are experiencing what somebody tells us, then it is called paroksha. This Atma or I is not pratyaksha. I cannot see it before me. I cannot hear it. I cannot smell it. I cannot, that letter I, that feeling of I, it is as simple as that. We don't need to imagine any object or anything. Atma means I. It is not even the letter I. It is a person that I refers to. For example, if my name is Sharanya, and I say, or somebody says, Sharanya, I will say, yes, are you calling me? I will ask. I will not say, I will not think that that person is referring to surrender, which is the meaning of Sharanya, the one who surrenders, the one who is surrendering at the Sharana or the feet. That is Sharanya. I will not be thinking about all this. I will immediately think that person is calling me I. In the same way, when we say Atma, it refers to I. That's all. It's a simple meaning. Ayam yukti taha matam swaprakasha aparokshatvam. Aparoksha means I know I am I. This I, you are referring to me, that I know. Ayam iti yuktitaha matam. So this, how do I understand, how do I arrive at this meaning? This experience is there already, but I am not aware of this experience. So yuktitaha, by using logic, I arrive at this understanding. Matam, it is meant. Ahankaradi dehantat pratyagatma iti giyate. What is this I referring to? This I is referring to the power in this physical body, the power that moves the physical body, the power that thinks through the physical body, the power that feels in this physical body is the ahamkara, or the one, that power that causes the I feeling. Ahankaradi dehantat, until the physical body that we experience, everything is coming into this realm of pratyagatma. It is called pratyagatma, or the innermost self is the pratyagatma. The self is a pratyak means inside, innermost, the most interior of who I am. Begins from the ahamkara, or that power center that is there in this whole being is the ahamkara, and the deha is the physical body. Drishyamanasya sarvasya jagatastattvamiryate brahma shabdena tad brahma swaprakashatma rupakam. Drishyamanasya sarvasya, whatever is being seen, jagataha, in this whole world, of this entire world, whatever is seen and experienced, the objects, the people, the situations, jagataha, Tattvam iryate is the essence. Jagataha tattvam iryate. What is it? That essence of everything that we see in this universe is referred to that. The essence is the tattvam, meaning the essence of fire is heat. The essence of water is taste, and coolness, the essence of water. Water can never naturally be hot unless the heat is induced by some other object which is fiery. So, in the same way, the essence of this world, if you call the essence of this whole universe, I am seeing this tree, I am seeing the plant, I am seeing the sky, I am seeing the earth, I am seeing the waters, I am seeing the mountains, I am seeing the rivers, I am seeing all the different types of people, I am seeing different types of qualities, I am seeing the animals, I am seeing the plants. So if you take all the different objects that we have referred to, the seeing or the observing is the tattva. It is the essence. And the observing is happening because of a light of consciousness or light of awareness. That light of consciousness is the essence. Drishyamanasya sarvasya jagataha tattvam iryate. Whatever we see, the essence of what we see is referred to the word as Brahma. Brahma shabdena tat Brahma. That Brahma Shabd, it is called I. The essence of everything is called Brahma. In other words, it is I. Brahma Swaprakasha Atma Rupakam. That I, what is the nature of that I? Self-illumining. The I, or for example, Brahman, I, when I say that, I immediately, that name, that word, refers to that only. There is nothing else in it. You cannot use that word Brahma to refer to a table or to refer to a chair or to refer to a laptop. That word Brahma refers to everything in this universe, and that everything in this universe is this word I. Brahma Shabdena Tad Brahma Swaprakasha Atma Rupakam. It is of the nature of the Atma or the self. Now these four Mahavakyas, Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi, I am Atma Brahma, from the four different Vedas we have seen in these 8 verses, that brings us to the conclusion of this Mahavakya, Viveka. With this word Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is truth. It is like, as a story form, if you say, a student goes to a teacher and says, please explain about the truth to me. So the teacher points out first, what is the truth? This consciousness, this water here, like that he points out to consciousness or awareness. And the teacher says that awareness is Brahman. Prajnanam, that awareness is I. Brahman. Prajnanam, Brahma. This is called Lakshana Vakya. It is a definitive statement giving a definition for Brahman. And then the student reflects on this. Awareness is Brahman. Awareness is Brahman. I am aware of this. I am aware of that. I am aware of objects. I am aware of situations. I am aware of people. I am aware of many qualities that I have. I am aware of this body. I am aware of the senses. The student is contemplating like this. I am aware. I am aware. I am aware. The teacher said awareness is Brahman. The student is contemplating on that and comes to the I. I am aware. I am aware. Then the student glides into the next Mahavakya, which is called Anubhava. Sorry. The next Mahavakya, yes, is called Anubhava Vakya. Anubhava means the student is experiencing that I am that Brahman. I am that awareness, which is Brahman, which means I am Brahman. Anubhava Vakya. Aham Brahmasmi. And after Anubhavam of the individual is experiencing that I am Brahman, then the student opens his eyes and he sees so many human beings are there all around. So many other animals and living beings and plants are there around. It is not only I. What about all these people? And then there is the next is coming. The next Vakya is Upadesha Vakya. The teacher first says Prajnanam Brahma and then points out Tat Tvam Asi. Upadesha Vakya. Upadesha means the teacher is bringing the awareness of the student to himself from the world. The student is looking at that Brahman as an object. When you say consciousness is Brahman, the student is thinking about that consciousness as an object. And the teacher points out saying Tat Tvam Asi. That consciousness, thou art. You are that consciousness. That is Upadesha, bringing the attention, the awareness of the student close to his own self. Upadesha Vakya. The student is contemplating on that. As the teacher is saying, that teacher is saying that I am that consciousness. Or the student is contemplating on the teacher, Tat Tvam Asi. You are that Brahman. And when he is understanding what the teacher says, Tat Tvam Asi, the teacher says, Tvam means I. When I say you will not say you will say I. In the same way, when you say you to me, that you of my understanding is I. And then it automatically glides into the third Anubhava Vakya, which is Aham Brahmasmi. And then finally, there is this Anusandhana Vakya. So once if I understand consciousness is Brahman, then that Brahman you are, everybody else is, and that Brahman I am, it is understood. Then what happens? When I start living in this world, I will forget about this understanding and I will get caught in this normal contemplation about the world of objects and go through suffering. So instead of getting back into this world of suffering, what do? I do Anusandhana. I keep contemplating. I am this awareness that is there in me is Brahman. I am Atma Brahma. And then the disciple finally, after these four methods of contemplation and understanding, there is no delusion left about what is this Brahman, who is this Brahman, that I am that Brahman. Not only I am that Brahman, you are also that Brahman. Everything else that is existing is Brahman. There is no duality here. There is only the experience of oneness. With this, we will continue next Sunday with Brahmanande Vishayanandaha, experiencing the joy of objects in that joy of Brahman, in the bliss of Brahman. And from tomorrow, for the next 5 days, Monday to Friday, we will have verses from the Viveka Chudamani in our Vedanta Shravana Sadhana Yajna. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadav Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om.